Origin X is kitted out with 4 macro dials which can be used to live play combinations of module parameters simultaneously. Click here to open the macro page, and as ever, here is the helpful overlay of function explanations. This page is divided into a top and bottom section. The top section is for editing the motion of a macro. The bottom is for adjusting the settings of each macro. The modules that can be controlled with these 4 macros are mainly effects units, but modules such as the splice settings and the amp can also be controlled. I'll look at just one macro here, but there are 4 in total and they can all be assigned totally different modules. Let's choose the initial clean instrument preset. And I'll start with something simple to show what's going on, clicking on Edit Macro in Macro 1 and selecting Delay just here. You can also use these drop-downs to choose macro types. The dials here have changed to Layer A Feedback and Wet and Layer B Feedback and Wet. Now moving the macro knob won't do anything just yet, as the delay modules aren't turned on for this preset. Of course you could poke about in the interface to find the delay section and turn it on manually, but there's a much simpler way. Just click an arrow on a parameter and you'll be taken directly to the right interface page. Even easier, if you click into this flame icon, all modules that the macro affects will be switched on automatically. Now when we play with the dial, this time using my MIDI controller, you can hear the feedback and wetness of the delay being increased. Let's see this in the effects window. But let's say we want to keep the drums and bass line dry, which we're playing with the red layer 2. Just turn off the macro parameter dials for this layer. You can see and hear that they're not being affected by the macro movement this time around. You can edit each parameter range, just drag the red and green icons beneath each parameter dial. This will set the minimum and maximum values that the parameter will go to. You can also invert the polarity just here. A quick mention for the macro sequencers. There's one for each macro. To switch any macro to sequencer mode, just click this icon. This will display a sequencer in the top panel where you can choose presets and edit the automation in the normal way. You can also hit record just here and play in a sequence. I'll finish up by showing off some of the fun and creative macro and sequencer combos on a few different presets. Do experiment for yourself and see how Origin X can inject inspiration into your own music.